Chaos, chaos, chaos. Unending things to do list. Unexpected demands. Stress. So many things to do. You're running around on the hamster wheel trying to get everything done. You've got feelings of overwhelm. You've got feelings of stress and anxiety. How do you deal with all of this? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about Productivity Principle 101, the thing that has changed my life and has allowed me to get so much more things done. My name is Hiten Bhat. I'm an author, trainer, and speaker on the subjects of personal development, leadership, and soft skills. And let's examine in this video Productivity Principle 101. But before we get started, let's just talk about how does it feel when you have got so much things to do, but so little time. You know, you feel overwhelmed, you feel stressed, you feel at the end of the day that you haven't got enough things done. You don't feel that you're being productive enough. It's not a nice feeling. You know, imagine our minds like a room. Now, imagine a cluttered environment. When your bedroom is a mess, it's a tip. When your environment is just messy and cluttered. You know, our minds can also be an environment that can be very cluttered. Our thoughts can be very cluttered because in our mind, we have so many different thoughts, so many different priorities, so many different things to do. We have things that come in, unexpected things, unexpected demands that come in and add to our things to do list. We've got our creative ideas that we want to get and really go and do and fulfill those creative ideas and creative impulses that we've got. There's a lot of things going on and it can be a very cluttered environment. So how do you actually gain control of your day? How do you gain control of this cluttered environment? And the thing that has been one of the most life transforming things for me, you know, as a creative, as a person that has always had different ideas and different things that I want to get done, and then lots of different priorities and juggling lots and lots of different things at the same time. The thing that has been the most life transforming thing for me has been the simple but effective idea of working from a list. And I want to give you a little bit more thought and clarity around how to actually work from a things to do list. It is so powerful. It is such a powerful strategy, but so many people don't do it. It's amazing to find that so many people think they can go into their day, be as productive as they can be, but actually they're not working from a list. And when you don't work from a list, what happens is your day kind of starts off, you know, you can get easily distracted. You can go in so many different directions. You don't have a sense of focus, but when you work from a list, it makes you powerful and effective. So the first principle of working from a list is to create, and this is something that I do, is to create a capture list, what I call a capture list. This is just to put down somewhere, write it down. You can write it, I use the notes folder on my phone. You can write it down physically, whatever works for you. But just as things come in, those creative ideas, those annoying admin tasks, the important work that you've got to do, your things around exercise and nutrition or whatever it may be, all the different aspects of your life, just literally have a capture list. It's almost like a brain dump, a place where you just literally write down everything that comes in. And don't worry if this is unorganized or this is not in any particular order. This is just a list that just allows you to take things that are in your head and literally have one place where you put them. And just that alone is so powerful, it's so therapeutic, because it's not swirling around in your mind, you know, thinking, oh, I really want to do that thing, I've really got to do that thing, I've really got to do that thing. Because when it's in your head, that's when you're getting the feelings of overwhelm. That's when you're getting the feelings of anxiety. That's when you're getting that feeling that you're not getting enough stuff done, there's not enough time in the day. But just the mere act of writing it down, of saying, okay, I've noted that I've got to do that, or I want to do that, and that's the thing that I've got to do. But just having a place where you can capture all of that is very, very powerful. So principle number one from working from the list is to create a capture list. Step two in being super productive is what you do is you look at your capture list and then you think about what is it today or tomorrow that, what are perhaps 3 or 4 things, no more than that, 3 or 4 things that you want to get done, that if you got those done in the day, you would feel good, you would feel productive. Don't try and do everything. You can't do everything. But you look at your capture list and you just decide. And it's a moment of just planning and prioritizing. Planning and prioritizing. Taking that time out just to look at your capture list and say, okay, these 3 or 4 things are the most important today. They are my priority. And let me just get those things done. And then what you do from that point, once you've had that moment, you've taken out that time to plan and prioritize the capture list, you create a working list. And the working list is where you write down what you have decided to do that day. Those 3 or 4 items, and it's no more than 3 or 4 items, and you write those down. And all you do is you get to work on item 1 and you complete item 1, and then guess what? You go on to item 2, and so on and so forth. And this way, you are getting the important things done. And that's so important, because when you actually get a tick, I like to put a tick once I've got a task done, or, you can cross it off your list. Do you know what that does? Your brain gives you a dopamine, the neurotransmitter of dopamine reward. It's a way that your brain sort of rewards you for getting something done, and it's a very motivating factor. It actually motivates you to get more things done, to actually have that cross off your things to do list, or that tick. And that is very, very rewarding. You don't feel overwhelmed. You don't feel this sense of anxiety, because you know that actually on your capture list, you've got everything anyway. And as new things come in, you can put it on your capture list. But the focus of those 3 or 4 items, and at the end of the day, you've got those 3 or 4 items done. You can obviously add more as you get things done. If you don't get something done, don't worry. Maybe it's just one thing that you get done. But the idea here is that you have more and more completed tasks rather than uncompleted tasks, sort of being swayed from one thing to another. And the worst thing I think is getting up in the morning and not really having a plan, not really having sort of a things to do list where you're just sort of getting your day started. You're getting distracted by digital distraction and social media, and emails come in, and all sorts of things are sort of happening and taking your attention in lots of different directions, and you're like, oh, what do I need to get done today? Oh, I think I need to get... It's not the greatest start to the day. But when you actually have a plan, and I would highly recommend that you make this plan, you do this process the night before, so that oh, what's my working list for tomorrow? It's those 3 or 4 things, fine. And what happens when you do that? You can literally get up in the morning and literally attack your day. You know how to be as productive as possible, get those things done in a focused way. This has been absolutely life transforming for me. So I know it's simple. I know you probably have maybe heard this before in other videos and all sorts of things, but do you actually do it? Do you work from a list? Do you create a capture list where you get all your thoughts and all your things to do lists into one place? Take the time then to look at that and plan and prioritize what are the 3 or 4 most important things for the day, and then go ahead and attack your day by working on one thing after another. You get those all nicely done, nicely ticked off, and it's just going to feel amazing. So I hope that serves you well, and thank you very much.